on. Bitches mad at me and
let's not fake. Let's not act like there hasn't been a calculated push by many people in the industry to end my career in the last year and a half. They've done so much, and every time when they see this little when they see this little thing here back up and kicking, they be like, yo, what the fuck is it gonna take to get rid of this bitch? You can't get rid of me, bitch. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going no fucking where.
Hey, y'all. What's going on? Type a 1 in the chat if you can hear me well. Hey, Latrice. Hey, Itsy Bitsy. Happy Sunday evening. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I really appreciate you. Welcome to another edition of This Week in Female Rap. I'm so glad to be back and talking to you guys. Once again, type a 1 if you can hear me, just so that I, know how we shall proceed. But once again, I hope everybody is doing well, and we have a lot to get into tonight, but I'm gonna try not to do too much, okay? But as always, all right, cool, Latrice can hear me. We are going to have a what's it called? A great conversation. So here we are on YouTube once again, and here is the channel. We are live, and a lot of stuff uploaded in the past week, but it was from my other live. So like, if you're new around here, definitely subscribe if you enjoy conversations about female rap, Nicki Minaj, and stuff like that. Here's the live section of the channel where you can find all of my lives, whether it's Fem Rap Politics or on that playlist today, or bArBoLoGiE, and yeah, and then I have different playlists on the channel, as well as the Fem Rap Politics playlist where we talk about different female rappers, and then the bArBoLoGiE playlist where we only talk about Nicki Minaj. So, and then I also got my pop culture rants playlist that I want to start populating a little bit more. So that means more videos on like other general topics. And once again, we have another Join Me Live playlist on the channel. If you ever get lost and you need to find a live, it's gonna be there. Okay, so let me know, if there's anything in particular you guys are interested in talking about tonight. And, but, as always, I have a full list of topics. Okay. So, yeah, I think I said, like this video, and shout out to my replay crew. I appreciate you guys. As always, feel free to fast forward and stuff like that. And also just a note, I did in our previous live last week, I had chopped up some of the videos, right? I chopped up some of the videos. Let me just show y'all. I chopped up some of the videos so that you can see, so that, if you weren't there or you just want to listen to something shorter, you can do that. And if you were there for the full live, because it was a 2-hour live, and I never want to hold y'all to, that much for that much time, but we hadn't been on here for at least like over 2 weeks or so. So if you look on the different playlists, these are topics that we covered in last week's live, and I kind of chopped it up. And in some of the videos, right? So even if you heard the whole thing, go back and listen to those videos that I uploaded last week, because I did add commentary, right? So you may have heard what I said on live, but if I added 4 minutes or 3 minutes to on a topic, and specifically I talked about 2 ways Deb Antony endangered Nicki Minaj's career, I added a couple minutes to that, and yeah, some other things. But yeah, anyway, just so y'all know that there's always something for you to listen to if you're busy and you need it. Okay. Yeah, who else is in the chat? Hey, IBO me. So let's just kind of jump right into the topics that I have prepared. So a lot of stuff going on this week, but like, we're going to talk about JT, we're going to talk about Cardi, we're going to talk a little bit about Ice, we're going to talk about Lotto. Okay, it was a lot kind of going on this week, and I kind of like forgot, because of we've just been so consumed with JT's release. At least me, I've been very consumed with like JT's rollout with City Cinderella, which have you guys listened to it yet? Let me know how y'all feeling about it. Hey, 305 Capricorn, shout out to the 305. Okay, so yeah, like I was so caught up this week with anticipating City Cinderella, and then y'all know, everything that happened this week with Cardi and Joe Budden. And honestly, I might not even get into that tonight because it's a lot other shit stuff that I want to get into. So yeah, but yeah, let's jump right in it. Shout out to everybody for being here. I really appreciate you being here on this Sunday night. So I do want to let's warm up real quick. Okay, so last week I talked about Nicki Minaj showing love and having, I liked it more than I thought I would. Kind of same. That's cool. So yeah, so last week I had talked about a little bit of Nicki Minaj wrapping up the European leg of her tour, and she brought out Ivorian Doll to Wireless Festival in London, which was dope. So since that conversation, Nicki had posted or acknowledged her on Instagram, and so she commented on Ivorian Doll's post of her performing on the Wireless stage. So I just wanted to share it. Once again, interactions between female rappers, positive. So Nicki says, comments on Ivorian Doll's post. She said, "Oh, hi, pretty face with a Barbie doll body. Oh, and I still gotta post a video. The crowd went up for you at Wireless. You should be so proud. Thank you for doing that for me." So I wanted to acknowledge that. We love to see it. Now, I wanted to also talk about real quick. Hey, Crystal. Period. I did too until she said she didn't want Bob support. Girl. Child. So, what was I going to say? Okay, let's come over here. As of today, Sunday, Cash Doll is saying that she's single, and I feel I'm kind of sad. I don't pay attention to Cash Doll like that, but it's like, dang, like she literally just gave birth not too long ago to a new baby. I think she had a daughter, and it's so sad, like it's so sad. Like I was like, dang. So let me get into it real quick. So it says Cash Doll speaks out for the first time. So earlier today, she Instagram story and talked about her being single, and she's like, I'm just not dealing with anything, just to keep her family together. So let's hear a little bit of what she had to say, and then I might have some thoughts on that.
Right, because y'all talking about my relationship more than me. Life goes on. Yeah, then especially when you have a little girl, you just be like, oh no, I'm not dealing with that type of shit. And why y'all keep coming on here talking about y'all sorry for my breakup? Leave me alone. I ain't sorry.
So she don't want no sympathy.
Y'all keep talking about a ring and being married. That shit don't stop neither. All that do is just make it harder for you to break up with somebody. Because now y'all gotta go to fucking court. That's all that do. That shit don't make nothing. Like, look, I had my baby for me. My babies came from me because I wanted my babies, not to keep a motherfucker around. So don't ever get it twisted. Don't act like, oh, she's just stuck. I ain't stuck, bitch. I'm rich. But I ain't downplay marriage, but y'all act like marriage is everything. You can break up when you married too. You can break up when you're in a relationship. You can break up when you're not in a fucking relationship. So you can break up at any time. I just hate how y'all just make it seem like that's the way of life. So you want a woman to turn fucking 30, 32, 35 without no kids because she waiting on a nigga to do the right thing. You wait on a nigga to do the right thing, you won't never have no motherfucking kids. And we here to reproduce. So guess what?
No, Jay, she kind of got a
I
point.
have my kids. They here and I love them. They mine. And fuck whoever got something to say about it. How about that?
Well, damn. Yeah, so I think like this is super sad. You know why? Because of course it's sad, like a family breaking up and stuff like that. And if Cash Doll feels like this is the right thing to do for her family and also honor her self-respect, great. And you know what? Let me stay on that point real quick because we see so many times with women in general, but also with other female rappers, finding out that their men were unfaithful and they're still choosing to stay in toxic situations and stuff like that. So I definitely have to give Cash Doll, praise for like respecting herself and taking herself out of the situation. And it's just so sad that men can't do what they gotta do. Like it's just so sad. But I gotta put respect on that because all bigger female rappers such as Cardi B is just not a really great example these days for what women should be standing for in relationships. So let me just put respect on her real quick. Now, but at the same time, it's also sad, like, especially when you have a new baby, like a new baby, but more power to her, more power. I don't even know what the guy did. Like, who is he? Like, his name is Tracy. I would never name a boy Tracy because you sound like a girl. But anyway, so another thing I wanted to talk about on women having babies. Another female rapper today, I think, announced that she is expecting. So Callie is expecting her first child with her boyfriend, Justin Ross.
That's the only way we get away.
I don't know, like, who is he? Like,
that's the only way we get away.
Is he like a music, like, is he a rapper or a singer or something? I don't know who Justin Ross is. Callie is somebody who keeps her life on the low, I feel, because I don't even know much about her. I don't follow her. I don't know much about her. I really don't like her music. If you've been knowing, you know kind of how I feel about her. But yeah, like, she signed to Atlantic. And she's had some viral songs here and there, but you know, she's expecting with this dude. And I think that they've probably been together for a while because she always keeps her stuff on the low, which is dope, you know, cool. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I don't know if she's previewing a new song or if like that's out yet, if she's dropping music, but she looked like a good 5, almost 6 months, definitely second trimester, like, God damn. And it'd be summertime, you know, like, it's like, God dang. Also, did we need a twerk in this video? I'm not gonna do too much on that, but congratulations to her if I didn't say that already. I don't know how old Callie is. She probably looked like a good 25 or whatever. And for me, sometimes, like, girls be looking like too young to be having kids, but at the same time, girl, if you're 25 or whatever, if you're in a good situation, do what's best for you. So shout out to her. Congratulations to her. And yeah, that's really all I have to say on that. Okay. Now, I also wanted to highlight Doja Cat. I've been wanting to highlight her. I don't know, like, if this happened in this past week or whatever, but Doja had a performance going viral. Okay, not that. That's not what I wanted to show you. But like, she like, just like Nicki, she has been on tour in Europe, and you know, her performances kind of be going viral because, oh, look at this one. This is a good performer. Yeah, so I'm gonna, you know, or whatever. But yeah, Doja, she's a great performer and stuff like that. I would definitely go pay to see her. And if you haven't seen some of the videos, I want to see, like, I would watch her whole concert, honestly, because she's just great. She's just amazing, and it comes very natural to her. And look at the stage. There is nobody on stage with her. No dancers. I don't know if she doesn't have dancers at all, but there is nobody on stage with her. And for her to be able to command people's attention, she's performing in the pouring rain. You got to put some respect on her, for real, for real. So I just wanted to do that real quick, okay? Because we tend to leave her out of the conversation a lot over here, because it's like, you know, unless she really do something crazy, because it's like, is she really one of them? Nah. But I mean, she is, but at the end of the day, not really, you know. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say on that. Now, definitely, I wanted to speak on this situation. Let me come back to the chat. Why didn't the US leg get the stage? That's a big stage. And plus, that video that I just showed you guys, that is a festival. Les Ardentes. Nicki Minaj also performed there as well. She's a performer with hits. She's looked like she's 19. Right. I wouldn't say she's a good performer. You would say she's a good performer, but I don't like her music. That's yeah, that's respectable. No shade. That's definitely respectable. So yeah, let's get into this real quick. Not so much female rapper stuff, but stuff that I still find very, very important to discuss. So let me go to it. So what did I just do? Okay. Her performance was boring at the show I attended. She did hop on IG and said her energy was off. Was that recent? What show did you go to and when? I'm dead. All right. Let's keep it moving. Anyway, so Normani was doing an interview She been doing a couple interviews. I think I probably watched 2 of them, and of course her album came out last month. So she talks, it says Normani talks about her love for Brandy and says she wants her to hop on the Insomnia remix. And I probably might go revisit Normani's album because I don't know. I was thinking about that song still. Mind you, I only heard it one time for real, but I said, you know what? Let me give her another chance. Anyway, so Taylor Parks, which is a, you know, very big songwriter in the industry, quotes this tweet and says, "It's crazy because I haven't listened to the album yet, and this is how I'm finding out I'm on it. No credit, no business done. People that I've known forever just dropped my ish and left me off." So this songwriter is coming out because she is frustrated that the business has not been taken care of on Normani's album because she was obviously a collaborator on there. Now, when you're a songwriter, especially at her stature, or a producer, at this point, you should be getting upfront fees, and honestly, nothing should be coming out without your approval. But honestly, obviously, like things like that happen because a lot of producers don't be knowing, like, oh, it came out. Oh, wait, where my money at? And a lot of times labels do business after they put a project out or a song out. And I think that this is really, honestly, disgusting. You know, it's been so much conversation because of Tiffany Red about the treatment of songwriters in the industry, and they have it the worst, which is why I really want to talk about this because they really put in the heart and soul in the songs that we love and the songs that we listen to and stuff like that. So that's what she had to say about that. This is her, Taylor Parks. If you've never seen her before, look up her credits. I don't really know what they are. I mean, I know some of them, but not off the top of my head. So let me go get this other link right here. And look at this. So Nisha Charles, right? Nisha is another big songwriter in the industry. Cardi B, Kehlani, Summer Walker, Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga. So she spoke out in defense of Normani following, you know, the criticism that some artists do not credit songwriters on their albums. So she said, "Normani is my good sis. Unfortunately, this is a common issue for all creators in the music industry and something I've been dealing with for years now." So Nisha is somebody who has a lot of respect and a lot of clout, and she's a little bit more known than Taylor Parks. I would think so, right? But and so she's kind of defending both sides. And honestly, like, I don't know if she was on Normani's album, but it's good to provide more context to what be going on in the music business because a lot of people don't understand the behind the scenes. But I feel like, and Nisha is also an artist in her own right. She's been putting out music on her own for a couple years at this point. I don't really listen to her like that, but it is what it is. And so I just really wish that more people would advocate for songwriters because a lot of times they don't have as much, they don't have the fans, right? The fans are coming for you. Normani's fans, Ariana Grande's fans, everybody's going to come for you, but your business wasn't done. And sometimes it's not the artist's fault, but sometimes I just wish that artists would take a little bit more like, you know, lead when it comes to making sure that their business is right, you know, because it really hey Britt, thank you so much for coming through. It really matters, and it really adds to your reputation and the respect that creators have amongst each other. So let me share this. It says so she is credited, right? So she is credited here. This person is showing that Taylor Parks is credited on I think this is Normani's song Insomnia or whatever. But pay the girl. Okay, pay the girl. That's what y'all need to be doing. Okay, it's facts, or write your own stuff. But the song, to me, the songwriting wasn't even really that strong on Normani's album, for real. So honestly, whatever. Okay, no, I want to so I did a video, and in my last live last week, we spoke a little bit about Sexy Red and her tour being in jeopardy, right? So here's what had happened. So they was reporting Sexy Red's upcoming tour is reportedly on the verge of being canceled. Only 37% of 85,000 tickets have been sold, right? So then she's saying, "Kat, my fans are buying tickets. We're doing just fine. We're not canceling this tour." This is how now she's trying to allege that promoters are sabotaging her because Sexy Red did not go with Live Nation. She went with AG Entertainment, which is I think black promoter, a black owned promoter, kind of like Live Nation. And she is alleging that other, you know, business people are trying to sabotage her tour. Me personally, I didn't really like believe that at first. And who knows, a part of it could be true, right? Especially when you're not going with the company who has the monopoly on the market for touring, right? Like Live Nation owns a lot of venues and stuff like that. So she, came out saying that it was cap. Then earlier this week, she posted talking about tour is canceled, catch me DJing at Chief Keef house. So then I was getting ready to make another video. Like, oh my God, the tour is officially canceled, because I was telling y'all last week, yo, why don't you just cancel your tour and go on tour with Nicki? Hello, like, like perfect situation right here. But obviously not. So I was getting ready to make my video. Then she come out, Sexy Red come out talking about, here, look, oh, the tour is still on. Y'all know I be trolling. Tickets on sale. Girl, the tour is starting 8/22. That is in, actually, tomorrow will make 1 month from today. And let's say that the tour, it was 37%, as they said in the first post. I hope that it's at least 50% sold at this point. She got Huncho coming out with her and some other artists that I don't know. So here it is, AG touring, Mammoth, and I don't know. So I just hope that, actually, I don't know what I hope, but here's my thing. This is why I really wanted to bring it up, right? Because Sexy Red is annoying. She's annoying. Like, I think I've heard other, conversations and videos where people are saying like, yo, people are getting tired of her antics and stuff like that. And I couldn't agree more. She has been hot in terms of music, but she's also been doing a lot of antics these days. And I did videos last week about what Ice Spice is doing with Central C and that PR relationship and stuff. And I personally did not know what to believe when it came to Sexy and Chief Keef, right? That's his name, right? Like, are they really a thing? Because her and Kayla B was going back and forth about him. So I'm like, is this really real? And I feel like it's not really real. Like, they're not really together like that. But that's one of the examples of antics that Sexy Red has been engaging in the past couple weeks, past couple months, in order to keep her name out there. And I don't understand. I mean, I do kind of understand why, but it's like, you're kind of on top musically, right? And so I don't understand what are the other antics for. It makes sense to why she's headlining her own tour. It's her getting the wrong venues. That's a good point. Because I think she had her own headlining tour last year, but obviously it was not arenas. And as I showed you guys last week, a lot of the top of the arena is closed off, so it's like, obviously you really cannot sell out a full arena, I'm not going to a tour to see anyone twerk. Me either. I hated that Aden Ross PR stuff. She has no shame. Yeah, I think I remember it, but I'm don't really sure because I don't really keep up with her. But I'm very, very tired of the antics, and I'm tired of it here and specifically because this is very important. We're talking about a tour here. So you came out on your own social media and said that it was canceled. So now everybody started reporting it's actually canceled, it's actually canceled, it's actually canceled. How do we know the truth? This is why antics are not good, because you could play with your music, but playing with your tour is very, to me, in my opinion, very, very tricky, because as somebody, like, if I'm a fan and I want to come see you, I might give up on buying tickets because you just said it was canceled, right? But now you're saying that it's not canceled. We don't have time to be playing games like this. Touring is a lot of money. It's a lot of things on the line, and she over here playing games, and I don't understand why. So her team needs to get on that for real. Play games on anything else, but your tour got a lot of people's money is involved here. She's doing an arena tour. She ain't all that popular to do an arena tours. I agree. Like, it's too soon, right? But a lot of artists are trying to make money because the industry is broke, XYZ. So it's like, I get it. But yeah, y'all need to be a little bit more, like, just tactful, with how you go about announcing things. Because yeah, you need the promo, but it's like, at what cost? At what cost? So yeah, that's that on Sexy Red. So I guess tickets are still on sale. Here are the dates if you're interested. Go and let me know how it goes. Okay. So once again, we are here live on the FemRap Politics playlist. So shout out to everybody in here right now. If you haven't liked the video, please do. Okay. So we've already talked about Cash Doll, we talked about Cali, we talked about Sexy Red, we talked about Normani and songwriters. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts in the chat as well. Megan can't even sell out arenas. I don't think she can sell out. No, it was counterproductive to play about it being canceled. I definitely agree, because it's like, how do I take you seriously, especially as somebody who is like, oh my god, I need to report on this, right? Like, I don't play, like I don't play. So it's like, what's tea? What's really tea? So we covered sexy. Lotto. I want to get to Lotto, because Lotto she be really flying under the radar these days, and it's so hard to remember about her. So anyway, Lotto covered Billboard this week, okay? And as always, I want to highlight all of the positive things that the girls are doing. So she's covering Billboard. So they say Big Mama's house, Lotto's ambition, charisma, and pen have made her one of rap's leading ladies. False. With Sugar Honey Iced Tea, she's aiming for nothing less than a Southern hip hop classic. LOL. She talks her new album and more in her Billboard cover story. So let's see if Billboard is going to allow us to look at this article in full, because y'all know they be putting a paywall up, and ain't nobody gonna pay to read about Lotto. I'm telling you right now. Okay. I like some of these photos. Actually, I don't think I like most of them. Oops, did I say that out loud? Honestly, I'm not about to read all of this right now. But I do have the biggest topics when it comes to her. So I'm gonna start here when it comes to this thing. Let me play this. Oh,
Lotto is just Alyssa at work. Alyssa just 23-year-old Capricorn. Did I just say 23?
Mm-hmm.
I did not just try to lie about my age like that. I'm definitely 25. I'm about to be 26. I started rapping at like 8 years old, for real. What was I rapping about? I was rapping about like haters in school. And my daddy had like a whole bunch of like old school cars and stuff. Like I was probably like, my daddy picked me up from school in that candy paint don't. I feel like 8-year-old me was more cocky than I am now.
Who is Lotto?
That's it. Let me be quiet. I'm dead. She said she feel like 8-year-old Lotto is more cocky than 25-year-old Lotto. I'm crying. She doesn't fill out anything. The 2 songs she had was because of other artists. Now, somebody has said, when this cover came out, somebody said, how Lotto on the cover of Billboard, but she wasn't on the charts. Let me stop. I'm sorry, y'all. That's what, I didn't say that. That's what they said. Okay, so let's get to some points. Let's make some points. Oh wait, okay. So I had something. Oh, here it is. My bad. Wait. Okay. So here it says Lotto talks to Billboard about stepping into K-pop. So y'all remember that Lotto had that collab last year with the K-pop group, and she spoke on her experience getting into that genre, and that song remains, I think, her most streamed song, obviously, because I think it probably reached 1 billion streams already. But as we know, like, Lotto was really not that much of a streaming force. So that song went #1 last year, which K-poppers do, but I wouldn't really credit Lotto with any influence there. Anyway, let's see what she said. So she said, stepping into K-pop was very different for me. I was like, oh, these people running low-key cults. They do not play. I'm posting regular pictures on Instagram. Then I post a picture with JK or Jungkook. I'm seeing my comments, likes, everything tripling. They got a real cult following. That is crazy. And then performing with him in New York and seeing the fan base in person, that was different. I'm trying to get like that. I'm dead. That's what she had to say about K-poppers. So, I mean, glad to see that she has that experience, but yeah, I really don't have anything to say about that. So she also talked to Billboard about her new album, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. And if you highlight the letters SHIT, SHIT, think you did bit, you ain't even that far. Done. I be going hard. Okay, so remember we talked about a little bit about that last week with like Lotto always doing things to carry on the beef with her and Ice. So once I'm just saying it is what it is. SHIT, Sugar Honey Iced Tea, which I think is a bad choice of an album title. You know what? Let me talk about that real quick. I think this is a bad album title. What y'all think? I think this is a bad album title because Sugar Honey Iced Tea, what does it make you think about? For me, it makes me think about Black culture. It makes me think about being Black. Makes me think about the South, you know? And I even though Lotto was mixed or whatever, so she has a right to the whatever use Black culture, but it's just like everything. As I said, like I had a whole nother video last week on like how let me show y'all how Lotto was called inappropriate things. Here it is. Lotto was called inappropriate names as a child. Okay, so we talked about that last week, right? If you didn't see that video, go see it, okay? Because I watched it a couple of times myself. I watched it a couple of times myself. But Lotto, I just feel like everything about her is so inappropriate. Like it's inappropriate. It's in the wrong place. It just doesn't feel right. Like Sugar Honey Iced Tea, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing too much, right? Like, yeah, it's giving very much gentrification. Like it just doesn't feel right. It just feels like you're always attaching yourself to something, someone, or a concept in order to sell, in order to be marketable. Like first it was mulatto, which is a derogatory term. Then you changed it to lotto, lottery, right? So then she got lucky, right? She got lucky because she could be like, oh, just shorten mulatto to lotto and make us think, oh, she changed the meaning when that really kept her identity there. And then she added on a new identity as to, the lottery and stuff like that. But it's like, once again, still attaching yourself to another concept. And that's all you do, right? You're attaching yourself to S3xyy. You're attaching yourself to Sugar Honey Iced Tea. That's how you that's the name that you're giving to represent your artistry and where you are right now. Sugar Honey Iced Tea. That's what it tastes like. Don't answer that. So yeah, I don't like it. Anyway, let's hear what she said about the album. So she said, I love the music that I'm making right now. I'm not chasing achievements. I'm just doing me. This is the happiest I've been, to the point where I even told the label to fall back. Interesting. She told the label to fall back. No, the label kind of probably had no choice but to fall back from you because everything that you dropped flopped. So they're probably like, just get this album ready, get me a hit, and we'll come back later. She says, I'm in the studio. I don't want y'all sending me no beats, no songs, nothing. I'm doing what I want to do. I really haven't been this confident for a project yet. Now, it's good to hear this. Good to hear that she's feeling confident. I think whether whether you like Lotto or not, we can all agree that Lotto exudes confidence, right? She's confident, she's arrogant, she's cocky, and those are all attributes that I would attribute to Nicki Minaj, which is one of the reasons why I love her. But also, the difference between Lotto and Nicki, and this is from I don't want to say talented and untalented, but it's like, for me, I hate when a rapper or any artist is too cocky, but like their talent doesn't match the level of cockiness. And that's how I feel about Lotto, which is why she's irritating to me. So, but hey, if it works out for you, great. I hope that your next album goes well. I wish you success. That's all I'll say. I wish you success. Okay. SHIT also reminds me of Princess Nokia, but they dragging this mediocre Kids Bop beef. Shaking my head. Yeah, so that's what I want to share now. Okay, so she did have some things to say about ICE. When I was making this agenda, I had to like go back into my bookmarks as to what happened this week, because I done forgot all about this. So she got asked by Billboard if she would rap battle Ice Spice like Drake and Kendrick Lamar. So here's what she said. She said, I mean this in the most understanding way. I'm a fan of music. I'm not one of them lyrical only. Anything else is BS. There's so many subgenres that I'm a fan of, like mosh pit type music. When Drake is in his melodic bag, I like that type of stuff. And all of it is still hip hop. She said, if I was to do a battle, it would have to be with somebody I feel like I'm gonna go tit for tat with. I really don't mean it as shade, would she even want to do that? And now she's talking about ICE. Would she even want to do that? I feel like she's doing her own. she's doing her in her lane. It's two different types of vibes. I don't even think she gives me like, oh, she wants to engage in the actual rap beef. Everybody gonna take their little jabs in the music, and it's not even that serious to me. I feel like you should do that, continue to. But as far as actual whole diss records to each other, I don't think she would even want to do that. I feel like, would it even make sense? It wouldn't. One thing about Lotto that I had that I noticed in this excerpt right here is that while she makes a statement, she's looking for approval. So she said things like, it would have to be somebody I feel like I'm gonna go tit for tat with. I really don't mean it as shade. Would she even want to do that? Girl, who cares what she want to do? You want to rip her, you know? So then here it says, as far as actual whole diss records to each other, I don't think, like, listen to her. I don't think she would even want to do that. I feel like that hesitancy. Would it even make sense? It wouldn't. Girl, stand on your stuff, you know, like I understand her response, because her response is, it makes sense, right? Like, would Ice want to do that? No. Could Ice go bar for bar with Lotto? No. It's still like entertaining. I mean, at some, in like, their beef is not the most entertaining beef, but at some level it is entertaining. And also, like, I don't know what you guys would say, so in the comments, you know, in replay crew, feel free to chime in. But in the whole back and forth between Fart and Sunday Service, I would have said that Ice ate her up. Ice ate her up on Think You the you know, because like, you know, yeah, it ain't all that bar wise, lyrical wise, but it's catchy. And honestly, you made a whole song out of it. You made a whole song out of what you had to say to one person. And you know, that's probably not Ice's most loved song, but like I like the song. Like, it's cool to me, you know. So, and Lotto had her a line in there for Ice as well that I thought was cool as well. But yeah, like, she didn't even do too much with she didn't do too much with Sunday Service, because she did do a lot, especially with the visuals and stuff like that, coming at other female rappers or using other female rappers in order to push the song, even though that's not what she wanted to do. But yeah, if that's Sammy, the one that I know, child. But hey, Sammy, if you're not the Sammy that I know, I'm dead. Not as a career, that isn't advisable. She has next to no visibility without that K-pop feature. That's a fact. So yeah, and what's also crazy to me is, like, it's not crazy, but it's like, okay, because Ice spoke on Lotto directly back in, I would say, March, when she was on Twitter Spaces with fans talking about the situation as well as all the other things that she had going on. But like, I'm just like thinking, like, when do you address other artists, like, in interviews? Like, why are you, like, you never see nobody ask Ice about Lotto in the interview. You never see her talking about another artist specifically in her interview. But did I say that correctly? But Ice is never talking about another artist specifically in an interview, unless it's like Taylor Swift or Nicki, when she's talking about big artists that she's collabed with. But Lotto, I feel a little bit messy them asking this question. They could have very well asked the question without using Ice's name. Like, I don't know, because I feel like, because I don't think Ice would ever allow that. I don't think Ice would ever allow them to be in front of her face in an interview and say, how do you feel about Lotto? And I feel like Ice PR team is, you do not ask about any artist, you know, any artist, like, sorry, you don't ask about any artist, and specifically you can ask the question, but not saying nobody's names. Like, you know, and I feel like that's the way to do it, for real, for real. Yeah. And right, and she's naming her album after it, S3xyy. So Ice obviously ate. She obviously struck a nerve with you. She ate you up. Like, no shade, she ate you up. So yeah, once again, I spoke about this last week. My point last week was Lotto was still doing things to egg on this beef. She had that cake that was in the shape of the shit emoji, and now here we are again with Lotto talking about Ice again. Y'all see the pattern? Okay. This will be on the playlist between Ice versus Lotto, just so y'all know, okay? On the channel. All right. So yeah, that's enough on Lotto at this point. So okay. Let me say, I'm gonna say something real quick. Oh, you know what? Let's be a little messy real quick. what is this gonna say? All right. So I think what was this? 7:15. So that was 6 days ago. Nicki Minaj tweeted free 99. Now I don't know. I talked about Megan Thee Stallion's tour like here and there on the channel. There have been some things going on or being reported because Megan was also in London and Europe performing and stuff like that. You know what's crazy? All of the female rappers, the big female rappers, both Nicki, Meg, and Doja, have all been in Europe this summer performing. Isn't that like a great sight to see? Like female rappers actually winning and on top, and some of the biggest artists touring the world right now. So despite all of, like beef and drama and who don't like who, like it's definitely great to see. Okay, I'll say that. Now, so anyway, so Megan, she been running through issues and stuff like that in terms of like I think her London show, they was giving away free tickets and stuff. And I don't have those visuals for real because I really don't care about Megan Thee Stallion at all. But yeah, like, it is what it is, right? Like her tour was struggling to sell over in Europe. So some tickets were sold and some tickets were were given out for free. This is all alleged, right? So we don't know for real, but you know that when you look at tours and stuff like that, and you look at the bottom, the general admission, that if it look empty, it's a problem, right? You'll start going viral and stuff like that. And so they probably wanted to give some tickets in order to make it look more crowded. I remember seeing the arenas like it was like empty on top and stuff like that. I don't know if they had sections ducked off, but anyway, Nicki came online tweeting free 99, right? Because they started giving away tickets for free. So I thought that was very interesting. What y'all think? Nicki continuing to troll the girl. It seems like they're giving free tickets at every venue. Touring data, they lost. Touring data had lost access to Live Nation numbers and stuff like that. I'm not really sure, and so they were saying that they just couldn't report. Now they didn't make their statement specific to Megan Thee Stallion, but people find it coincidental that this would happen right as Megan's tour was wrapping up. And we know that as Nicki's tour was progressing and wrapping up, the numbers were coming out about the capacity, the percentage sold, the amount of tickets sold, and the amount of money made. So I know that a lot of people are waiting to see the same data for Megan Thee Stallion. And if I get my hands on it, we're definitely going to talk about it. Shoot, seems like a lot of people can't stand Megan Thee Stallion these days. Because let's talk about this real quick. Here. So Cardi was going off a lot this week. Or whatever. And we might not even get into it in this live. It might take another live or just another upload. But this was July 15th, so it was almost a week ago. But Cardi implied that no albums have been doing well this summer. So she has been seen going off on Twitter at her fan base, because they're growing impatient or whatever, and they're waiting for her album. And so let's read this exchange between a fan and Cardi. So it says the album is definitely not coming in summer. An album in autumn, winter will have much less chances of getting viral hits and will earn much less streams and sales. 6+ years of waiting is worth at least a good release date. So Cardi says, please tell me which album been doing good this summer since you got your degree and act like you know everything. So a lot of people, some people took that as shade to Meg. Is shade to Meg? Let's pause real quick. If paying fans want refunds because of free seat fillers, it wasn't selling out. The Ticketmaster announcement of the price drop too. We seen them empty seats when that fan had Bigfoot 9 on stage. Yes. Yeah, so a lot of people, some people feel like this was shade to Meg because we all know that Meg just dropped the summer album, right? And honestly, I was thinking about it in the shower today. That shit came in wet. Like nobody's for real talking about that other than that Wakashi Wasta. I don't even know how to, but good for her. Shout out to her. Like, if she got one song that's doing good and carrying the album, yay, like congratulations, right? So but what do y'all think? Do y'all feel like that was being shady? Now I feel like Cardi did respond to people saying that she was being shady or allegations or whatever, and she then started talking about how and sorry, I don't have these visuals, but now that I'm talking about it, it's all coming back to me now. So now she started to talk about how, like, I don't know if I feel like Cardi was being shady, because I don't know if Megan Thee Stallion is really at the top of her mind right now, because I've been talking about several months that I feel like there is a rift between Meg and Cardi. And I definitely think that Cardi has her hands full right now, right? If she is allegedly really pregnant, she's on that. Then if she's really trying to get this album out, and I really do feel like she's on that as well. So Cardi has a lot on her plate right now, which is why you be on social media anyway. Anyway, the point that she made when people were trying to say that she was being shady was that, like, no, nobody's being shady. Like, y'all see, like, the summertime is stacked with releases. You have to, like, there's really no room to get on the biggest playlist, and you have to request to be on the biggest playlist like weeks in advance. And at this point, because so many artists release in the summertime, you only have at least 1 or 2 weeks that are clear in order, oh, hey, there's a spot right here to put Cardi on New Music Friday, or Spotify's top hits, or today's top hits, or whatever it is, right? And so there's really is not a lot of wiggle room these days for artists in order to drop. And so it kind of makes sense or whatever. But what y'all think? When do y'all think her album is coming? It's definitely, we're in what, second or third quarter right now. It definitely could be a fourth quarter album. I feel like it's going to be a fourth quarter album at this point, because she's also made comments about, like, wanting to give her fans time in to pre-order the album, right? Like, she doesn't want it to be a 2-week thing. She wants to have weeks and weeks and weeks for them to pre-order in order to increase sales. That's the same strategy that Nicki used last year. She gave us weeks in order to pre-order the album. I think the pregnancy is why Joe Budden and Armand, everybody else apologized. They don't want to be the ones stressing her during pregnancy. Interesting. Libra season. That could be a thing. Libra is 10. We're in 7. She still got about 3 months. Okay. Yeah, she still got some time, but yeah. So I don't know if it's shade to Meg, but I feel like Cardi is very aloof, and she's kind of like in tunnel vision right now, as she should be. She needs to be focused on herself, So any thoughts on the Rob 49 collab? And it's crazy because oh, let me see this. Hold on. Oh, that's the same thing. So as y'all know, the Rob 49 collab came out this week, or yeah, and here it is. I'm not even gonna play that. Girl, I don't know what she's wait, oh, this is 20 hours ago. She's just messy. She's just over there messy, like just messy, responding to a whole bunch of mess. But this is disgusting right here. I'm so sorry. Disgusting. I don't care how old you are. I don't care who you are. This is disgusting. Seeing, and child, look at,
Fuck me right there on that money. I right there on my feet. I be hopping like a bunny.
Disgusting.
I be sucking dick from scratch when it's soft, when it's gummy. What? Yeah. Take this pussy from me. I don't want no more kids.
She said, I don't want no more kids. Put it right there on my tummy.
Yeah. Right there on that money. Yeah. Right there on that money. Look, fuck me on the money. Yeah.
Girl.
Bitch, we don't need no bed. Put that money on me. Zell for me. Pick out my nails for me. You gon' see what the store do when you push a nail on me. He said, okay, baby, turn me up and pop that pussy for me. Hey, okay.
See, what I'll say about this verse, right? Oh my God, that was disgusting. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You have to see that. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm a Bronx girl. We do that, but it was too much. Like, that's just bad. Like, bro. Anyway, sorry. Let me stay focused. The verse was not bad. The verse was not the worst thing that Cardi has ever done. Like, you know, like it's fine, you know, but let me see on let's see if we could find, because I had the numbers on that money Spotify. Let's see if we could find the numbers. Here it is. On that money, it had debuted on Spotify. First of all, it did not debut on any don't remind you seeing Sweetie. This is just what fan pages do. They like to put numbers against each other. So what they're saying is that Nani by Sweetie did 263,000 first day. On that money did 143,000. So it's like they're trying to say how Sweetie doing more numbers than Cardi. So but anyway, as you can see, the numbers say, oh, here it is. Let's look at this. Cardi B, Rob 49 on that money debuts with 143,000 streams on Spotify in its first day of release. Now, people were like, "What? This is crazy. This is flopping." I had definitely have to agree. A artist of that stature, I mean, like this artist, as I said in my previous video, Rob 49, I think wanted to work with Nicki. I don't know that for sure, but I know that the fans wanted them to work together, and so I don't know if he made that clear or reached out. But obviously, when a lot of people can't get to Nicki, they go to her. Okay. And here's what you got for that. 143,000 streams. I thought with an artist, it seems like he's very popular. I don't listen to him. He's not in my orbit. Obviously, I don't listen to her. So this is always going to go over my head. But this is kind of crazy. Not even 300K, not even 400K, 500K. Like, okay, 300K. Like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, what do y'all think about this? Do y'all feel like Cardi is flopping? Do you feel like this is a sign that is truly over for her? Is this good for a album rollout? I don't think so, because once again, as always, I would have to put a list together. But Cardi trying to seem like she making a feature run before the album, just like Nicki loved to do, right? And no, like these features aren't performing well. They're not getting your name out there. They're not making your name circle. Every other thing that you're doing on the internet is making your name, come back in the algorithm other than the music. So Davian says 500K views on YouTube. I believe in its first day, it had about 300,000 views or something like that. That's really not good, honestly. I ain't heard this song nowhere. Honestly, I can't wait to see if it's gonna chart. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to chart. And honestly, I hope not. I don't know if y'all heard that, but I'm trying to be nice. So yeah, that's enough of her for now. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Okay, so let me see. Let's go to Ice Spice. Let's go to Ice Spice. Dang, I was supposed to get some numbers for y'all. Because I posted some numbers. Look, I posted some numbers on my community tab last night. Here it is. I'm so resourceful. It's right here. Okay, Ice Spice and Central C Did It First is expected to debut around number 63 on the Billboard Hot 100. What do y'all think about this? Especially the theme of my conversation last week regarding Ice Spice was, and everybody's conversation was, PR stunt, PR relationship. So for all of the PR that Ice been doing, do y'all think that this is a good debut? Once again, Central C is a UK artist. He has that other song, Band for Band with Lil Baby. And that's doing pretty good. I don't know where it's at on the charts, but it's doing pretty good in general. Yeah, so let's come here real quick, because in its first week on Spotify, Did It First was with Central C gained over 15 million streams. Now, you can only apply the American streams to the, oh my God. You see this? To the Hot 100. You can only apply, girl, move. Show me something else. Oh my God. Like, we love a good arch, but can you please show me something else? I'm so sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on right now. Am I here? Can you guys hear me? I don't know what's going on. Like, why this is not moving. Let me do a refresh. It's starting to make me think my internet was out, but I think we're here. So yeah, we're good. All right, cool. So yeah, So this tweet right here, it says 20.7 million because it's been like 2 days since the last update, which was 15 million. So from Thursday to Thursday night, last Thursday to this past Thursday, she got 15 million on Spotify. But we don't know how much is specific to the US because that is going to count for the Hot 100. So we will learn, in the next 24 hours from now, the numbers will be out. Okay. So, but in total, in the first week or up to this point, because this tweet was tweeted 5 hours ago for with today's update. So she has 20.7 million streams in total for this song. I think it's pretty good. A 63 debut is pretty okay for Ice, because her highest debut on the chart was the Fart song, which debuted at number 37, I believe. And so her songs previous to that were debuting around the 60s, the 50s, and the 40s and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't mind that, because me personally, I'm not expecting a top 20. I'm not even expecting a top 10. I think a lot of fans they're expecting high numbers, and it's not giving that. So yeah, I think that's okay, but yeah. Okay. So that's one thing on Ice. We'll find out very soon. Now, a lot of things. Okay, let's go to the track list real quick. So she also has made the track list public to the album. Now the album is dropping July 26th. This is the week, y'all. 5 days until Ice Spice drops. Will y'all be listening? Not girl move, I'm dead. Okay, y'all can hear me. I just want her to go to Cancun and lay out for a little bit. No, that's a fact. It's like, girl, like, why aren't you tanning in the summer? You like being light skinned? Are you colorist? Ice Spice, are you a colorist? You think she getting past the Nicki entanglement? No. Like, I'm. What do you mean about like by that? Like, do you mean like if people could ever forget, or if like she could still be successful? Like, nah, I don't think that people will ever forget. About that. Princess Diana. Wasn't Princess Diana? Yeah, top 10. Yeah, because of Nicki and the Barbs, that's why it was top 10. But Nicki and the Barbs, or Nicki and the Swifties for the song with Taylor, I think that one went number 4 or something like that. But Ice Spice solo songs and collabs with other artists have never debuted like in the top 10 or in the top 20. Because once again, her biggest debut was Princess Diana at number 4, but her biggest solo debut was with Think You the Shit, bitch. You ain't even the fart. Done. So that was at number 37. So Ice is not debuting high solo, and that's fine. I don't really have a problem with it, because it's not about the debut. It's about the staying power, right? Like, I want her to stay on the chart. That's how you know that an artist or a song is actually successful. So anyway, let's come here to the track list. She unveils a track list for her upcoming album, featuring collaborations from Travis Scott, Central C, and Gunna. What do you guys think about the features thus far? 10 tracks. We already know Fat Butt was premiered, or not premiered, it was teased with Travis Scott in London. Let's see, Did It First, we know that one. Think You Just Fart, we know that one. And Give Me a Light, we know that one, and We Hate It. So we know 4 songs from 10 tracks. Honestly, I don't know if this is a bad thing. And a lot of people, oh shoot, oh my bad. A lot of people are dragging her because, oh, half of your album is being out. I'll take a listen as well. Half of her album is out. And it's just like, yeah, but you have to remember that Ice Spice, even putting out a project, is setting herself up for failure, because we can all agree that Ice Spice should be a singles artist. So she's really setting herself up for failure. She can't release a project with 15 to 19 songs, because everybody's going to be like, this shit sounds the same. Like, she would literally set herself out to be critiqued. So I don't think that Ice Spice is an artist who can give a lot of variety. And honestly, that's so clear. Like, not only obviously I'm picking that up and I'm telling you that, but the fact that she only put together a 10 track list album, it says that she knows that about herself. And that honestly is kind of concerning, because it's like, dang, you don't think that you obviously know that you're not that versatile, Ice. Do you not think that you're that great? Interesting. It's just interesting, but I'm not gonna do too much on her. But I definitely, we'll take a listen and we will talk about it after it is out. Okay. So there's that. So another thing that I have to talk about, that's because once again, Ice Spice is in a lot of promo mode right now. Let's keep it here. Actually, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna show you guys something else. So she's obviously doing a lot of promo, and let me see. And just being seen out with a lot of people. And I don't know whether to think if it's giving desperate or smart, or actually I'm marketing myself. So I would like to know that you guys' thoughts as well in the comments. What is Ice giving you when you see her out and about? Let's go to her Instagram profile real quick, because I saw a lot of interesting stuff this weekend. Wait, why is it not here? So no, this is a pinned. Why does she post? Let me see. You know what? Let me look at it here first. Every time I'm doing it worse. Here it is. Even more clouty. Paris Hilton. Ice Spice was posted up with Paris Hilton yesterday. Did you guys see this? It's giving very Barbie. But the question is, why didn't they do a collaborative post where this would show up on Ice Spice's page as well? Because that's where I went to pull it up for you guys, and it's not there. This tells you that Ice Spice is really trying to get as many eyes on her as possible and get just a whole bunch of attention on her. Paris Hilton is a legendary figure in pop culture, 26.6 million followers. Okay. And for me, it's giving paid. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? But it's like you pay, like, once again, Kim Kardashian probably paid you to come and chill with what's her name, Northwest, right? Cool, that's a booking right there. So we could talk about how like that's not appropriate for you to be hanging out with kids the way you look and what you represent or whatever. But once again, I'm just laying it out for you so that you could see Ice's journey with other public figures in Hollywood and how she's being used and how she's been using them. And so I don't want to, call it like a bad thing, right? Because it is marketing and I don't know, whatever. I don't know. But it's just very, very interesting. And I'm so sorry, but I was looking at this last night and I'm like, girl, look at you posted up. Look at this. Look at her posted up next to Paris Hilton. I don't know about you, but this is embarrassing to me. I was listening to someone else and they were talking about how Ice is probably very self-conscious about her body, and she probably is. Her body is amazing. It was always amazing. And we talked about that last week. So I'm not going to do too much on that. But my point right here is that look at what Paris Hilton is wearing, and then look at what Ice is wearing. And then look at, girl, like, why you got to be so naked? Why must you be that naked? Like, think about it. Just think about it. Like, think about how, like, whether you're performing or whether you're on set of a video and it's not just Ice, it's all of the girls. It's all of the girls. The girls literally look at her. Like, come on. Like, oh my God. Look at this. Like, why must y'all be so naked? I honestly want to do a whole video on that, because it's like, you're so naked. Like, what? Like, imagine like her team's around, production is around, mad cameras is around, like a whole bunch of men around. Like, we get it. That's what they have to do. But it's like, imagine you walking on set, or just imagine you being like a regular human. And then it's like, okay, when I go to work, I have to get naked in front of everyone. Like, I have to be naked. Like, it's just being a female rapper is just so sad. I can't even, I don't even know if I should blame Ice for this, but it's just very stark to look at if you're really paying attention. Like, I think to a lot of people, y'all don't really pay attention like that because it's just on a surface level and we just on social media and we just so used to seeing these girls not wearing clothes. But when you look at them in comparison to everybody else around them, they're not wearing anything. And it's understandable, once again, because they are the artists and that is the look. But god damn, when you really think about it, like, god dang. So anyway, that's not even the whole point of me bringing this up. The point of me bringing this up is that a lot of people, I don't know if there was any conversation about this on social media, because I haven't really seen a lot. This is what I wanted to show you. This outfit is what I wanted to show. This was her performing at Wireless, which was a great performance, but it's just like, if you see and it's not a close-up, but if you see the costume that she's wearing, here it is. I think this is a good, because she's honestly wearing the same thing on every stage. It's just like in a different color. So it's just like, as you can see, she's not wearing much. So which is probably why she wanted to, downsize her body. Here is another example. Everything is lace. We really can see everything. Like, look at this. Look at this. Like, oh my God. Imagine having, like, I feel bad. I don't know whether to drag them or feel bad for them. Like, and also, I didn't say much about this picture here last week, but it's like it's giving very much like as I said, I do believe that Ice do be in the gym, but like I don't at the same time. Like, I don't really, I do believe it. Like, okay, let me not say that. I believe that Ice be in the gym, yes, but look at this. This is the thing right here. She was posted up, like being posted up like this. Those of y'all who really work out, that's how you go to the gym, with your hair all the way down there and a full face of makeup on. And this is the stuff that I be talking about. That's how I know that you're not in the gym for real, for real. You are using something else to take this weight down, and y'all in the gym making your followers think that you on the treadmill when you're not, because nobody goes on the treadmill looking like that. Like, who y'all think I am? Y'all think I'm stupid? Do y'all think I'm stupid? So anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that. Now let me get to the actual point of why one of the points of why I brought Ice up. Let's go back to Paris Hilton. Okay, I'm surprised nobody's talking about this in the comments. Y'all don't think y'all don't think nothing is wrong about this, like about this aesthetic, this whole Barbie aesthetic, this Barbie persona? I don't really see a lot of people talking about it, but of course Nicki Minaj was the first thing that came to mind. And honestly, if we're all being mature and if we don't have to drag for every single thing, so I understand it. But I'm not mad that people are not talking about it, but it is quite interesting, that people are not commenting on this. It's just interesting to me, and I'm just like, why must she be this Barbie persona all of a sudden? And I don't know if it's because I think this kind of proves to me that Ice Spice really thinks she that bitch. She really thinks she it. She really thinks she it. So I'm thinking, I thought to myself, I said, okay, because I have my opinion and then I try to give grace. So the grace that I tried to give was, well, she may think that she can do this in terms of like taking on the Barbie look or whatever, because, she was on Barbie World and it was a successful collab and a successful movie and whatever. So I don't know if she feel like, and ownership is a very strong word to use. So I don't know if she feels like she has ownership. I'm not trying to say literal ownership, but just insert a better word that you could find. I don't know if she feels like she has ownership and she could use the Barbie thing now because she's whatever, but I want it to stop. No shade, because y'all know what it reminds us of. And not that Nicki can be the only Barbie, but with all of your history with Nicki, the good and the bad and just everything about how people feel about it, I don't feel like this is it. So I hope that after this era, after she rolls out this album, that she doesn't do anything like this that could remind you of Nicki. You have to, do it on your own and like be just be yourself, She's still latching onto the Barbie band. She knows Barbs weren't feeling that Barb MetroCard promo. She kept taunting even during the leaked text. Yeah, with the Shanghai Fat Gut song. I'm dead. I'm so dead. Yeah, she has the right to, she feels like she has the right to use Barbie now. Yes, and that's Nicki's thing. So I hope that she stops this. Because I don't really like it at all. So yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to say about her this week. But the rollout, I don't want to say the rollout is coming to the end, but the album is coming. So on that note, do expect to see a lot of Ice this week everywhere, because the promo have been promoing for some time. Like they've been, and it's no shade, right? Because on one hand, it's like you're annoying, but on the other hand, it's like I gotta give it to you and your team because they stay on it. They stay on it. And you could say it's desperate. They stay on it. They stay having Ice outside, posted up with different people. So her team is good at promo. They're good at promo. They're good at the marketing and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put respect on them for that. But like, it's about to ramp up real big, and I don't even know when her tour starts, but that's coming as well. Okay, so yeah, we can move on now. I appreciate you guys very much for listening, continuing to be here. If you haven't liked the video, please do so now. So we're almost through the agenda, because there's just one other thing that I kind of want to talk about for real. Let me see who watched JT's documentary. I meant to post that in the community tab. For real. And say do your homework so that we could discuss it. 1 second, please. Let me see. Okay, share that. Who watched JT's documentary? That's July 30th. What does that mean? She's not getting nowhere. I think everybody has learned from Cardi to continue attaching themselves to Nicki and stay in the algorithm. Right. You got a point. Yeah. Anyway, so I watched JT's documentary today and it was amazing. I wish it was longer. I wish there was several parts. One thing about me is I love documentaries. I love documentaries, especially on artists and stuff like that, because we all love music. And I love to know someone's personal journey. So I thought that this was a great idea. And I don't know about you guys, but once again, as I always say, I was never a fan of the City Girls like that. But one thing that I did do back in the day when the City Girls was popping is I watched their documentary on their their album. Like, I don't remember what it was, but like they had a documentary as well. And I thought that it was pretty good. It was while Young Miami was pregnant and JT was away. So it was more in the beginning stages of their career. And I thought that this documentary that JT did, it was just amazingly well done, well edited, all of that stuff. But QC, quality control, they have a so to my knowledge, they have a leg of the company that is dedicated to making films and stuff like that. They also executive produce that reality show that you guys might know of called The Impact ATL with Jada Cheeves, Ari. So QC wants to be more in the TV and film world. And so their documentaries being quality, it's a no-brainer, right? So I definitely love JT's documentary. I'm probably going to go watch it 2 or 3 more times because as somebody who was never a fan of JT, I would be like, on the surface level, I don't really like her like that. But honestly, I may be a fan of her personality because she just, not even her personality, is her story and authentic come up. That is what we need, like that is what we need. That is what I love. And I wrote a couple of notes. But like, that was, okay, what did I write? JT's documentary. Stop looking at my notes. There's mad typos in here. Editing on point. So what did I say? I be writing just nothing, a whole bunch of stupid shit. Anyway, yeah, I loved it. Those of y'all who watched it, I Be On Me watched it. You haven't watched it yet, but I will eventually. I do like the Impact ATL, not NY. Yeah, I don't know which one I like better because it's just the quality of talent, I feel like JT is one of the few taking Nicki's advices come up without copying her blatantly. I think I liked it. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. So let me make some points about the documentary real quick. I have a video on the music, on the mixtape that shall be out tomorrow because I just wanted to make something separate on that. It's a lot of things with JT that I need to go through because, and this is the thing, my overall point about JT is that her rollout has been amazing. I have no critiques on this girl. Like, she's really doing everything correctly. Just everything is great. So sorry, once again, let me get to my notes. I said, what? Oh, so I think that the way that she spoke about the City Girls and the City Girls coming to an end and the struggles that they went through, with being with each other, with being signed, with being signed, I think that she talked about, like, she was, we all know, like, it's not easy being in a group, but she never, like, how, like, when groups break up, it just be mad drama, and, they've had their fair share of drama, but I'm talking about, like, when they do interviews afterwards, they be like, yeah, like, take a Normani, for example, from Fifth Harmony. Yeah, like, it was so hard, and we were worked like slaves, Like, JT, she was very graceful on the way that she spoke about the City Girls and it just being hard and stuff like that, and I'm just like, girl, get to the tea. Like, tell me something, you know, like something like, oh, like not like Miami was doing this. And of course, I don't expect her to be disrespectful, but you know me, I just like things that are a little bit more unfiltered. So I feel like JT was a very like, you know, political and very respectful in the way that she spoke about the city girls and them being together and it coming to an end. And she talked about like how it might not be super over for the city girls. Like it's a potential that they could come back and do a project together. Basically, she's saying that it's not off the table. Do I really think it's going to happen? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because, you know, when you find and you go solo and you have success on your own, why would you kind of want to go back? Especially when JT's going up right now and Miami is going down. So she would really have to have a lot of sympathy in order to get back with Miami in a musical way. Because see the thing, this is the thing. Let me see what Britt said. Her rollout was so cohesive from the merch, the visuals, music videos, and songs. That cover is amazingly beautiful and creative. That's a fact. I watched the JT doc. It's better. And how we get a doc from JT and still waiting on the Nicki doc. So I had another note. So I said, this is what she said. This is why I can't understand it. She said, when she talked about the City Girls' last album and she put, you know, snippets from different content creators and people who talks about female rap saying that, you know, the album was trash, the sales was bad. As we all know, I did my own video on it. It wasn't that long ago, right? So yeah. Anyway, so JT says, nothing was put into that project. She said, I don't know how, okay, no, this is my notes on it. So JT said nothing was put into the City Girls' last album. So in my notes, I said, I don't know how admitting that makes me feel. I always love transparency and stuff like that. But what I never like hearing an artist say that, not that something wasn't good or that they don't like something, but I don't want to hear you say like, you didn't put effort into it, you know, because I want to know that you put effort into any and everything that you do, because that's how we appreciate you, we judge you and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, like, because it's like, dang, it validates everything you thought about them. Like the City Girls was trash, you know. And so anyway, but once again, as you know, I appreciate her transparency, because obviously it was nothing put into that project. And I wrote again, I want to know so bad, what were the conversations like between JT Miami and their label, and if they legally got out of their contract, right? Because both of them have had solo releases since the album has been out. Now they were featured on Camila Cabello's last album, and it wasn't featured as the City Girls, it was featured as Young Miami and JT. Now I saw that Miami, I think, posted on her Instagram stories that Camila Cabello sent them both, I think, Chanel bags for being on her album. So she was like sending her Camila Cabello sent the City Girls her appreciation for being on her album by sending them Chanel bags. Okay, so yeah, but my point was, yeah, I just wonder what those, like when JT says that nothing was put into the last City Girls album, like I just want to know like what that means, like what were the struggle conversations that you was having with your label that they wasn't agreeing, y'all wasn't agreeing on stuff. Like I want to know that tea, you know, like now that tea is, you know, very hard to come by, but you know, I don't even know what I just said. I'm sorry. Let me go back to the notes. So another one of my notes is like JT is very, very focused on authenticity and individuality. And I really, really, really love that and respect that, because if you really listen to me and you listen to my content, that's all I be wanting from these artists. Just be real. Just show us the real you. Even if I don't like it, I'ma still respect you, right? Like I'ma still respect JT. I'ma still respect Doechii. I'ma still respect Tinashe. You know, even I'm not even fans of these artists, but I respect them so much for being themselves and continuing, even though they don't have the biggest following. They're not the biggest artists. A lot of people don't really care about them, their music, or what they have to say, but they just keep going and they keep being themselves. So I'ma always keep tuning in and see, do I like this song? Do I like this project? No, okay, maybe not, but I salute you for you know, doing what you're doing and continuing to push the needle even when it's hard. And so I really, really, really fucking appreciate that from JT. And if you heard the way that she spoke about how like she's in a season of her life where she's prioritizing herself. And you know, I could understand and empathize with her because I'm someone who could be a people's pleaser and like just wanting to make everyone happy and putting yourself last. And she's like, now I'm putting myself first. I don't care about nobody's feelings. If I don't like something, I'm telling you. And she talked about her favorite part of making City Cinderella was being in the studio. She said, my favorite part was being able to boss producers around and tell them when I don't like something and, hey, could you build this beat in front of me and fix it in front of me? Like her just really stepping into boss mode. And I obviously can do nothing but respect that. Like, you know, like these are the things that I want to hear, you know? And so, yes, I said that already. I don't know. But yeah, and she says with this project, she wants to make it clear that she can make songs and she doesn't just have great verses. So you know, that's for that's for y'all. For those of y'all who've been listening to JT when she was a part of the City Girls, that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to your feedback on, because I'm not somebody who been following JT or listening to her features as like that. And I know how people react to her is that they love her verses, right? But she's saying, I want to be known for making great songs, and that's what we know great artists to be. So for those of you guys who really love JT verses from her features, let me know. Let me know about how you guys feel about her artistic development. Do you feel like she's good at actually making actual songs, or is she just better as someone who is a feature artist? You know, we still in the early stages of her career. So, and I wanted to show this. She's, you know, she's taking a lot of feedback. I looked at one of her tweets and she's saying, I see all the love, I see all the criticism, I see everything, and I'm taking note and I appreciate all of it. And I thought that was very great. I want to show you guys something here it is. Let me see. So here is a tweet that I saw from a fan, from a Barb here. So they had an exchange with JT a couple of months ago. So last year, this person said, City Girls have not grown artistically. Like IDK, where we go from here. This was written in June of 2023, so over a year ago. So JT quotes this on the next day and says, back to the studio until something go, not fold, right? So she, first of all, let's give her a round of applause for not dragging this person. Okay, because we know JT to be dragging. So she said, back to the studio until something goes, we not folding. That's a dope response, right? And so here this person came back who said the City Girls have not grown artistically. They listened to City Cinderella, and he said, Oh, Jatavia, I give you your 10s. By far, City Cinderella is the best female project I've heard in a while. Everything about it just flows together so perfectly. I see and hear the artistic development. You ate that. I don't know if JT has seen or acknowledged this tweet. You happen to find it, and I just wanted to point it out because it's like, you know, once again, wanting to speak positively on the girls, and when they're able to take constructive criticism and also actually apply it and not just drag fans and being like, oh, you guys are haters or whatever. Like, I really appreciate that. So yeah, I just appreciate, you know, how authentic she is, how genuine she seems to be, and her music might not be for me, but I ain't got no reason to hate on her. So I wish her much success. Y'all gonna be mad tomorrow. Some of y'all gonna be mad about the video I'm about to drop, but it's okay. JT solo music gagged me. She should go back to the City Girls. I agree. I wouldn't say it gagged me. We're gonna get in the video that I'll drop tomorrow. That's already up. You'll see my actual take on the project. Here it is. Oh, let me so it's gonna drop tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, shout out to you guys in advance for watching it. I appreciate you. Now okay, so JT also covered Paper Magazine, and I don't know. I might see, once again, it's a lot of JT talk right now because she's in the middle of a rollout. So I meant to read this before I came live because I do, you know, I love interviews. I want to get into it. But see, this is too long for me to read on live. So she did, you know, let me see. Let's see what I could find. Actually, let me look at this real quick. I know, like, the talk of the town was, oh, like, JT, this is Cardi, JT, this is Gorilla. And I said this in, you know, the video that's strictly on the music, but me personally, like, I'm interested in getting to know JT as an artist. And once again, I was never a fan of her or the City Girls. And so I want to know, could I like JT as an artist? You know, is she for me? Could she be for me? And so I wasn't really, oh, here it is. I wasn't really, so sorry. Why is this? I wasn't really focused on like, oh, like who JT was dissing or who she wasn't dissing. Like I was just interested in like, do I like these songs? Do I like this beat? Do I like her flow? You know, like, and that's what I'm really focused on right now. Real artists get real attention from me. Okay. And I think she's a real artist. Do y'all think JT is a real artist? So it says JT reveals, and this is one of the points that's coming from Paper Magazine. There's a lot of other points that they wanted to highlight. Just like we highlighted those 3 points in Lotto's spread with Billboard. She talked about I Spy. She talked about her upcoming album. She talked about K-pop. So they tend to do these things where a long article or interview would come out, and they're going to highlight specific parts that, you know, the artist or the team probably wants to highlight. I don't know if that's how it goes, but it seems like that. So a lot of this stuff that you be seeing on Twitter and the blogs, if everybody is highlighting the same thing, it could mean that, this is the beef, everybody want to talk about it, but it also probably means that, hey, this is what the artist of the team wants to highlight, which is why you're seeing it on all of the publications at the same time. So here she talks about, she reveals she was depressed over the City Girls' low album sales for their 3rd studio album. I was like, oh my God, it's effing over. And then No Bars went viral again. That song got me through a lot. It'll always be special to me. So let me see what she said here. One time I remember being really depressed about our record sales. JT is referring to the October 2023 release and underwhelming commercial performance of Raw, the 3rd studio album of the City Girls, which triggered a wave of online mockery when it was projected to sell between 6 and 8K units in its first week. So yeah. They gave the same quote, like her being depressed about that, and then No Bars going viral. So yeah, I kind of talked about what she had said about the City Girls in the documentary as well, so you can go and find that there. Let me see if I do a quick search, JT Paper Magazine, to see if they pulled any other quotes. JT for look, if you want to look at the wow, Paper Magazine, they changed their whole header. This is dope. And this is dope. This is another big part of the rollout, right? Nicki had her Vogue cover. Nicki has covered Paper Magazine before. And so I think this is really cool. So it says she talks to Paper Magazine about Paris Fashion Week and her late best friend, Monica. She says, I will always talk about Monica. I can talk about her all day. I remember having a meltdown in Paris saying that I don't belong here. I'm not going to fit in. And she told me, you definitely belong here. You don't belong anywhere else in the world. You are a fashion girl. So that's something in her brand, in JT's brand, that we also have to look forward to, right? Fashion and stuff like that. So cool. Let me see. She plans on being successful enough to give back to her community in Miami. She says, I'm already a star, but I plan on having a successful business, a successful family, performing in arenas, making a change in my community, and giving back to my city, Miami. I want to build a juvie house for unfortunate kids. This is really, really dope. I'm just trying to see what they highlighted on their page. Okay, we talked about fashion. So yeah, I'm gonna get into this more. And honestly, you know, because JT is such a hot topic right now, and we're gonna oh, here, look at this. She says she's most excited to have a solo tour. I like this quote right here. She said, to see my fans to be able to buy merch in the venues, do meet and greets, you know, like the real tour experience, because we've had some rough days at them clubs. I'm happy for my fans to really get to sit down and get professional treatment with real production and all that stuff. And this was so interesting to hear because, like, you know, we all go to concerts and stuff like that, especially if you just experience Gag City. And so it's like, I'm so grateful for when artists, like, they kind of like bring us behind the scenes in their head. And it's like, it's one thing to just be in the club, you get a mic, you perform 1 or 2 songs, and then now JT has to actually build a show, build a set, tell a story, put her songs together in order to tell a story, right? And actually have real production. And not only is she moving up professionally, but she's like, I want to give my fans the professional treatment. I want my fans to be able to sit down and enjoy the show. Like, she's really showing the evolution of herself as well as her fan base in real time. And I don't know, it's just a great sight to see, y'all. Like, it's just a great sight to see. I'm just so happy for her as somebody who is not even a fan. Like, for real, you know? So I have absolutely nothing to complain about, right? Like, yeah. Yeah, she keeps it real. So for the most part, as I said, you know, JT is a hot topic. So we're going to come back. And I said this in the video that you'll see next, is that she is predicted to do between 7,000 and 11,000 sales next week. And that would be really cool because I heard that sorry. I'm pretty sure that, I don't know what was City Girls' first week sales, was it 6K or whatever? I'm pretty sure that JT wants to beat the City Girls' first week sales of their last album that flopped or whatever. I don't know if it's going to be possible, and even if she doesn't beat it, I'm personally not gonna you know, drag her or beat up on her or whatever, because I'm only concerned with people who are being genuine and building a real fan base. As even if her shit flop, which we know was gonna flop, because I don't even expect JT to do more than 10K. And so if you feel like, oh, JT should be doing this, and that. Now some people have, oh, like City Girls had a Drake feature, they had this feature, they had that feature. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But you have to understand that she is truly starting from ground zero. She has nothing, okay? She could be collabing with the biggest artists like Nicki or Uzi, who she has relationships with, but she's not. And it shows you that she really wants to prove herself before she starts using others. And once again, I can do nothing but respect that. So I'm not going to clown her. She just, as long as she keeps building the fan base that she's building right now, at some point she will do numbers, okay? Because No Bars and Sideways and whatever, her, like, you know, okay, even charted, right? Like, it charted on the Hot 100. So one thing about JT, and even though I don't know if No Bars charted, but one thing about JT is that even though she's not a charting artist, her verses and her words, it makes impact. And those of you guys who either follow the City Girls or would be on TikTok, everybody knows a JT verse. So you can't say that her music don't have impact. So with the natural impact that she has in the hood and with the real core hip hop fans, along with the actual fan base that she's trying to build, when JT start charting, she ain't gonna stop charting. As long as that music sound good. It's giving very much Nicki, right? As long as you build your loyal fan base, you will be good. And I'm, so that's, you know, that's just my take on that. She says, Britt says, I can tell she's a real artist, how she never stopped writing, rapping from jail, and taking her career more seriously than Miami, playing Euro Stakes next works for the Diddler. 6K, yes. City Girls had sold 6K, but it's still better than Doja Cat's Cat 400 or 4,000 pure sales. Proud of JT for standing on her own, gaining her fans organically, and holding on to her, and not holding on to her man or the queen coattails. Facts. She might as well be an independent artist. Well, you know, I definitely, her label is supporting her, right? Like, you see the team around her, as you can see in the video right here in her documentary. Her team is around her. Her label is doing something because she's appearing on playlists. And once again, I spoke about this in the video that'll drop tomorrow. And so even though JT probably don't have as big as a team, they're standing behind her, and it's really good to see. And I don't know how she may feel about this, but it's like, obviously nobody was passionate about the City Girls, the girls themselves, as well as the executives behind them. If she's saying that nothing was put into the project, nothing was put into the last album, that means nobody was feeling it. And so I just wonder how you go from not feeling it to feeling it, right? I wonder if JT and Miami, if they feel some type of way, like, oh, y'all wasn't passionate about that, but now that we doing this, oh, y'all see, you see I'm lit now, like, that could be said about fans, it could be said about friends, it could be said about, the people who's actually working for you and stuff like that. I'm not alleging anything or any strife between her and her team. But there's a lot of emotions I can't imagine that come when you are, a group member and now you're a solo act and stuff like that, regarding how much support that you have, So, and she talked about not in this documentary, but if you watch her interview with I think it was Keke Palmer. I think Keke Palmer, she talked about like how, like a lot of people say, like when you're in groups, like people is gonna get in your ear, they're gonna tell you, oh, you this, you that, you good, you better than her, you should go solo. Like a lot of what the fans do. People in the industry, teams be putting things in your head that's making like, ooh, like maybe I should, like, so it's like she talked about that. She talked about people influencing them, trying to influence them. And, I don't want to say turn them against each other, because I believe that especially since Miami and JT had their public spat on Twitter, I believe that they are going to, even if they're not on, the best terms or seeing eye to eye, I do believe that they're gonna try to remain like not a unit, but just remain like keep that solidarity of their relationship and have more respect for it in term and not try to and not do things publicly, but like I hope that, over time their relationship is mended and whatever, like you guys know what I'm trying to say. So Lola says, go JT, our beautiful ebony sister. Let's buy and or stream, support her. She's been working so hard for the success. Yeah, I'm in the middle of streaming the project for the second time, and I'll definitely be streaming it more this week because I just want to like feel her more, like feel her vibe and feel the music, feel what she's saying, and just try to get a vibe. You think that's why Cardi mad because JT is taking the Cinderella thing? Nah, I think Cardi just mad in general. JT is the only one following Nicki pink print facts. I don't trust them though. She need a new team. Oh, definitely. And I don't know if I said this, but I'm also interested in the legal perspective. Like, they said that they put nothing into the project, but were the city girls truly done with their contract, or did everybody just decide to leave because it just wasn't working? Because you could, a lot of people, their shit is not working, but they can't get out of their contract. So I just wonder, like, what contract is JT solo music going towards? Does she have a new contract? Do both of them have new solo contracts? Or are they like making strides towards what the city girl was supposed to promise to the label? No idea, but I find that to be very, very interesting in a group dynamic, authentically and organically with a lot of haters and eyes on her. Facts. I wonder who on their team had preferences for whom in the group. Parents can have two of the same gender kid and play favoritism. Facts. Yeah. So yeah, we can wrap up now, guys. So if you have any more last thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to let me know. I hope that you guys liked this video. I hope that you enjoyed the conversation. I have so much I could talk for a while, about JT. But because it's just interesting. I like interesting people. I like interesting stories. I like interesting journeys. And so JT had her week this week. It's her first tracking week, so definitely stream the project if you haven't already. Even if you don't like her, like just see what it's giving, see what it's giving, see what she got to say. I'ma always see what a girl got to say, because you would want that same, respect and stuff like that, even if it's not for you. Now, even that do sound good to me. And am I really going to be sitting up listening to JT? No. No. I don't see that at all for me. Like I don't know, it's just not for me. But I could respect it, I respect it. She got her audience out there. I'm probably not her target demographic, but I really do like and respect what she has going on. And yeah, that's it. So where do you think Nicki's label will go with all this fair to sign with her? Child. I don't even know what to say. But speaking of JT and stuff like that, oh, I'm in the shower listening. Thank you so much, Vintage. I appreciate you. Yeah, so on that question, like on that note, right? I have not spoken a lot about, the other stuff, the other conversations going on around JT. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. Okay. Is already waiting for you. Okay, so make sure that you guys hit the notification button so that you are notified every time I drop, every time I go live. We lit. And I really appreciate everybody for coming through. And if you missed anything, feel free to fast or rewind. Yeah, let me know if there's anything y'all are wanting to discuss moving forward. Now, just so y'all know, like, yes, moving forward, we may have to have more conversations because I didn't even really get through the paper magazine article. I'm personally going to read it from my personal reading just because I'm nosy and I want to know. And if I find anything interesting, I will come back and report to you. And whether that's we talk about JT in isolation or we talk about JT in relation to Nicki or any of those other types of drama-filled conversations, okay? But you know, I appreciate everybody's time, attention, and grace, and all of that stuff. Everybody continue to stay hydrated, get some rest, have an amazing start to your week, and we will talk in the next video. Have a good night.